Welcome to Western New York tonight. I'm your host, Tammy Lee Demler. Also welcome those listening on WLNF tonight. We have a person who's here tonight who will be a candidate or auditioning for The Voice. So we may see her later on in some celebrity fashion. Hopefully you'll remember us when you're rich and famous. We have joining me here Salma B., who is the student who will be auditioning for The Voice. Her mom, Alana Ross, who is also, in addition to mom, a restaurant owner locally. We'll talk about that. And also John Ragg, who is the studio CEO of Torquil Studio in Middleport, which I never heard of, but we're going to learn a lot more about it. So welcome here, all of you, tonight. It's an exciting thing, isn't this?
Pretty exciting.
Pretty cool. How did this all start? Let's start at the very beginning. Did you watch The Voice and think, I want to be on it? Or did somebody say, you should think about The Voice? You should consider it.
Well, John was introduced to me at our restaurant, and well,
Mom can jump in.
Yeah. John Ragg came to visit our restaurant during a live performance that we had somebody come in to do a set, and that night happened to be also a karaoke night that we do every Wednesday night. In between, we did some karaoke, and Selma got up in the middle and sang a few songs. John had invited us down to his studio to do a little bit of recording, see if we wanted to, if that's something that we like to do or if we wanted to pursue. So we did go down to his studio a few times. The first time he went in, he asked us to come in. We all did a little bit. My daughter Tamara, I did, and Selma. All of us had a good time that day. After hearing Selma, however, he was very impressed by how clean her recording was. Mm-hmm. She didn't have to take many tries to get through a recording. She only needed about one. So he was very impressed and asked her if she wanted to try out for The Voice.
And what did you think?
I was really excited at first, and I was like, how do you explain it?
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Are you sure? A little scary?
I was kind of scared at first, but I was then really excited and kind of hoping that I would get to be like on TV or something.
And it's very possible. But this is just the beginning stages. And so I don't view that very often, so I don't know the process, but now what I understand is that you audition and then there's another level and you keep kind of moving up to the whatever that is, that final stage presence on TV. Is that how that works, Mom? I'm not sure.
We don't even know.
Okay. So maybe John knows. Do you know how did that all?
From what I've been told, I got a couple of friends who've actually been down and auditioned.
Okay.
And apparently you go in front of 3 judges and you sing one song a cappella. Then if they like that, you go in front of some more judges, then in front of some more judges, and if you get by that stage, then you go in front of the 4 big ones.
Wow, okay. So, and this is over a period of time. It's not like in a week that you're doing all of this. Is that right? Or are you doing all of these multiple judge panels?
The first one, I believe, is in 1 day. And then you go back. If you get a call back, it's within a couple of days. And then if you pass that, then I believe it's about a month and a half later, I think you go out to Los Angeles for that one.
Wow. Well, but you'll have to totally keep us connected and let us know how this goes. This first wave for you, that's happening when, Selma? When is this first initial audition?
It's on January 25th at 2 o'clock.
Okay, what day is that? So I can think of you that day.
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday, okay. And so now you're all going down. It's in New York City?
Yes.
Okay, so describe what this is. Everybody's going? Everybody's...
Group of 7.
Okay.
Half of our family is going.
Excellent, and that'll be a good thing. So what is your plan to be down there? Are you going to are you going to be down there for the week? Or are you going to wait for that second call? What is your thought?
We have actually decided that we'll be leaving on Friday before, spend the day Saturday, and then go in for the Sunday for the audition. Depends on how well we think she did.
Yeah.
And then from that point, we will make our decision.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Were you always interested in music?
Ever since I was little, maybe 5 or 6, I was really interested in music. My mom has influenced music a lot on me, and my whole family basically is well-rounded in music.
Okay, very nice. And so how did you do this as they were growing up? Did you just expose them to beautiful music, encourage them to sing, choir?
Yeah, music is a lifelong thing for me also. It goes way back to my grandparents, and I grew up in a very busy musical house. My grandmother played piano, my father played guitar and was in a band. My mother was also a guitar singer-songwriter. Went to sleep with music every night, and when they were born, my kids were born, I always played music and sang them lullabies and all of those things. So they really did enjoy music growing up, and always had music playing in the car, and they would always sing along.
Part of the background of just the vibration of life.
Yeah, I mean, it brings good moods out of children.
It does. It does.
If you have any experience with little ones, when you turn some catchy tune on, they all get quiet, or they sing along and they have a good time. So, yeah.
Now, what song did you sing at the night of this karaoke that was so inspirational, that really just caught John off guard?
I think it was Skinny Love by Birdie. I was a little sick then, but I managed to pull it off.
Obviously, you did a good job. And we might get a sample later. We're going to see how you feel and how your voice is doing tonight, so we might get a little bit of a sample of that. John, what's your studio? How long have you been in business? What do you typically do down where you are?
I actually work construction for a real job. I built a studio 2.5 years ago, and it's slowly picking up. This has been kind of on my bucket list. I've been looking for somebody to tutor who has the voice, and I heard Selma sing, and I got the goosebumps, and it was like, wow, this girl is something special. And they all came over the studio. Mum's also got a phenomenal voice, and her younger sister too. But her younger sister's not old enough, and Mum wasn't sure.
Oh, you were on the edge? You were not sure you wanted to do it?
I'm not competitive.
Okay.
Definitely not.
But Selma, I brought it up. I spoke with the mum and dad and told them what I wanted to do, and they agreed, and Selma's been coming over and recording. And I actually applied for the papers for The Voice and took them over to Alana and said, you know, talk it over with Selma and you know, your husband. And they said, it's already been talked over, we're going to do it. And the rest is history. You know, it's I think she's got a very, very, very good voice.
Yes.
I had a friend of mine who's one of the top vocal coaches in Buffalo come out and give her a lesson, and she was just blown away with her voice.
And what about her voice? Because we'll hopefully hear it, but what is it the clarity? Is it the, you know, what is it that captures you?
It's the whole package.
Okay.
Her vibrato is absolutely amazing. Her range, from what the coach said, is unbelievable. She couldn't believe not only how high she went, but also how low she went. And she said she doesn't need music. Her pitch is perfect too.
Wow.
So the whole package, plus she's beautiful.
And she's nice, which is nice too. And she's a celebrity, she'll remember all of us, right? So how does this work then? So you sent in this paperwork for The Voice. Now, just because I know we talked about this just before we went live, you don't go right in front of the big guys. Like, that's not the first time you feel that. That's not going to happen. So what does this look like with 10,000 people, right? You were saying in some cases there are that many people out there. It's a lot of people.
I've got one friend who went down and applied, and she got there Saturday morning, I believe at 7 a.m., and she didn't get through until Sunday at 5, I believe it was. And we're talking January, you know.
And so are you outside in a line waiting?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then
Okay,
you
that's
get inside and they put you in groups and you're there for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You might get in that day. If not, you come back the following day and start all over again.
But that's not the path for you, right? Because now you have you were able to get your tape in, right? So they've seen you. They're aware of you. Tell us about that. John can help if he knows more.
I don't really know about it that much.
She has her audition number set. She has an appointment, although there is an appointment, that doesn't necessarily mean she'll be seen at 2 o'clock. It just means that she has a slot waiting for her. From what I gather from others is that she'll be put into different groups waiting, and the wait can be many hours long. Just
better than days, though, out in the cool. Sounds much better. Right?
I hope that it's not going to be too long in the cold.
Well, but they're bringing you in, right? I mean, they're
I'm
ushering
hoping
her
that,
in. Yeah.
that's what they'll do.
VIP.
We'll know more when we get there.
Yeah, you'll have to give us an absolute blow-by-blow when you come back and let us know how it goes. So, but of course, having a little opportunity for fun out there while you're there. Now, things go well. You know, they give you a call back. John, you were describing kind of a multiple process here. So, tell us again about that.
From what my friend who went down there said, is they actually sing in front of 3 judges, pure a cappella. And then they go in front of other judges, you take backing tracks with you, and you actually sing to a backing track different songs.
Do you get to pick it, or do they give you it?
No, you pick the songs.
Oh, so you have control over that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And if you get through that, then you go
in front of
the 4 big ones out in, I believe it's Los Angeles.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Rich was asking, he wanted to know when the big guys came in, so that was why I wanted to make sure we had that clarified. Do you know what you're going to wear? Very important question.
I'm really big on clothing, but I don't have it picked out yet.
Okay, but before you leave, you'll definitely have that all set, and for sure. What else did you want to add to people who are watching tonight? I know that it's an expensive trip and that you've had some fundraisers. Are you still working towards that, fundraising?
Yes, we're still, I'm not sure if we're going to get it within the 2 weeks, but we're anticipating that she will move further, and we are setting up more concerts. She has done a couple so far, one at my restaurant in Medina. We did on the 13th of December, and we had a fundraiser then, and then again we had another one in Medina at the Medina Theater. And so that whatever we got from those will be used towards the trip that we're having in 2 weeks.
Okay.
But if she goes further, we also have set up different concerts for her
to keep kind of moving
keep going.
Can people follow her on Facebook or track progress?
Absolutely.
Because we're going to go to break now, but what can people do to follow the progress of where you are and what you're doing?
I have a Facebook page. It's called a fan page, and if you type in my name, Salma, it pops up.
And spell that so people who are on the radio, it's S-A-L-M-A.
S-A-L-M-A.
B, Salma B, or just
No,
Salma?
just Salma.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're going to come back after break. We have plenty more to talk about and perhaps even have a vocal example in just a few minutes, so don't go away.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh.
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Oh!
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Western New York Tonight is brought to you by Pruden and Cant Funeral Home, located at 242 Genesee Street, Lockport, New York. Murphy Insurance Agency, 111 Pine Street, Lockport, New York. And by Lockport Presbyterian Home, located at 305 High Street, Lockport, New York.
Welcome back to Western New York Tonight. I'm your host, Tammy Lee Demler. Also welcome those listening on WLNF. We have joining us tonight a potential new celebrity who will be auditioning for The Voice. As I said, I'm not one who always watches it, but I've seen enough of it to know that it's exciting. We have Salma B, who is the student who is the vocalist, who will be actually auditioning in just a few weeks, really. It's coming up. I also have a new person over here who is Bilal Hazar, who's dad. We had mom on earlier, Alana, who was talking to us about that side of being the mom parent. We're going to have you, the dad parent, coming in. And John Reg, who is with studio CEO of Torquil Studio here in Middleport. New launched studio. We wish him the best of luck. And this is really a cool thing if you can have bragging rights to Salma, the new celebrity. So we're going to ask that you sing a song for us, if you don't mind. I think we'll start with that just so we don't get to not have that opportunity to hear your voice. So when you're comfortable, if you would like to sing a song, we would love to hear it. And this is your lens, so you can look right into your audience's eyes.
Okay. I'll be singing Someone Like You by Adele. I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why you so shy? It ain't like you would hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I'd hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Too, don't forget me, I beg. I remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Yeah.
It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'll clap because it was beautiful. Very lovely, very lovely. That's all I'll say. Oh my goodness. Dad, very proud. Are you very proud?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us about your journey with this whole voice. Were you on board with it right away?
It's always, it's always frightening because it's your little girl, you don't know where it's going to go and you don't want her heart broken either. So you're there, foremost to be dad, and then, but when you hear her sing, you just want to say, yes, go ahead, it's so beautiful. And I saw her, when I really turned my head was when she sang Jesus Take the Wheel. And that song when she sang it with her voice, I really loved it, you know. And the more that more videos she makes, the more songs that she records, I keep hearing people saying, you know, oh, she sounds better than the people who sang it. So, you know, I love it. You know, it's my daughter, and I just love it. You know, so it's not just the attention, but it's just, you know, that feeling that your daughter is doing really well. You know, that really makes you feel so good.
And doing something that makes her happy too, which is a really exciting endeavor as well.
Oh, it does. And you know, Summer's been through quite a few obstacles in her life. You know, it's not easy for her. And we've all been 15 at one point, so you know what it's like. And you know, it feels good to see her happy. You know, and when she sings, it's so delightful and so cheerful. You know, so we all feel good. So I'm grateful that John came in and, you know, pushed us away, you know, and said, you guys have to take this girl farther, you know. And he's been working tirelessly with her. He's just basically taken her under his wing, and he's spent so many hours with her. So, you know, we really love him for it. You know, he's done so much with her. But it took his skillful ear to just see that she's talented. You know, we know she's talented, but we don't know to what extreme. And, you know, when John told us that, you know, he really thinks she has a chance for it, so we didn't want to, you know, stand in the way of anything. We just wanted to go
Got to see how it goes, for sure. Now, we were talking during break about The Voice, because I don't watch it all the time, but I've seen enough episodes to know that there is a dynamic of those judges. If and when you get to the big four judges, that they turn their chair, and then there's something that means. Like, talk to us about what that all means.
Okay, the way The Voice works differently from the other reality shows up there is the judges don't get to see who's singing. They judge purely on how they sound. And if they like what they hear, they hit a button and their chair turns 180 degrees and they get to see. Now, if one judge turns, then that judge will work with the contestant. If more than one turns, then they kind of fight it out between them over the contestant. But the contestant actually gets to choose who he or she wants to work with, which makes it, I'm trying to think of the word, it's more real. You know, because they judge on the voice and not on looks.
Yeah. Now with Selma, if that were to happen in terms of she makes it, 3 people turn their chair around, that's an instant decision she has to make. How would you coach her through who she picks? Because would it be based on the voice style of that person, of that judge, or like what other factors she should be thinking about that now? Who she's gonna want, right? Because it'll be up to her who she picks.
That's purely up to her.
Maybe we could put it on Facebook to see, hey, who's
the best judge?
Yeah, who her fans, Summer's fans might want someone to pick too, you know.
Do you track, or have you tracked, and I'm not sure if you guys are all like loyal Voice followers, but you know, the successes of the people that have turned and have coached others? Have you kind of looked at their track record?
Adam Levine he's the big one.
Yeah.
He's got the most wins, I believe, now.
So moving down that path, somebody turns, or you pick one of the big judges. Then what happens then? I mean, there's a prize, and then they coach, and then what?
Well, then they go through weeks and weeks of more judging. It starts off with the Voice judges. They get to judge for a couple of weeks, and then it goes out to the public, and then they vote on who they want to come in.
Okay.
So then it's, you know, it goes down to 12, and then I believe 8 and 6 and so on until they finally get a winner.
Now, I know that I'm asking you what you're going to wear, so this is going to seem like I'm really going down the road. But have you thought about how you would recruit all the people to vote if it got down to, you know, you and just a few people? Have you thought of how you would get people to kind of do that?
Well, the Facebook page is one thing. For anybody out there that is watching, if they do a search for Salma, S-A-L-M-A, and like her Facebook page, this way they can see what she's done, see what I've recorded with her in the studio, and follow her progress.
Okay.
And hopefully share it with their friends. And the more likes she gets, the more followers, because it's a big deal.
It is a big
really,
deal. I'm
really
all
big deal.
nervous and excited now, so we're going to have to definitely track her. And again, so people who are just kind of flipping through the station or listening on the radio, when is this event happening? When are you actually down there? Is it January?
January 25th.
Okay. And so you'll come back and you'll let all the media know how that all went? You'll keep us apprised of it, all exciting? Dad,
She
you're
does.
going?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah?
She does have a website that's coming out very soon. It's called Summer. It's going to be www.summerb.com. So that will be, we'll kind of put a lot more stuff into it, and we'll keep a track of what she's doing and where she's at, and at every part of the stage that she's going through, through The Voice, and also throughout her career. So we want something to
Just to
happen.
start now to help us all follow her. Well, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your exciting news, and I do wish you all the best of luck. I thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next time. Take care, be well, and we'll track Selma. Take care.
Western New York Tonight is brought to you by Pruden and Cant Funeral Home, located at 242 Genesee Street, Lockport, New York. Murphy Insurance Agency, 111 Pine Street, Lockport, New York. And by Lockport Presbyterian Home, located at 305 High Street, Lockport, New York.
Is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?